Can hear us
They
now?
can actually literally hear us right now.
Oh my god. I was not expecting that.
So, folks, just to keep you in the know, Jeff has been a complete gentleman, but if he fucks up tonight, I'm going to dump 9 full Diet Cokes on top of his head.
You really scared me.
9 full Diet Cokes.
I did not
9 full Diet Cokes.
I did not know.
I got a 7 Select. You guys, I got a
Oh my
7
goodness,
Select caramel
folks!
popcorn.
What? Wonderful to see you this evening, this Friday evening. That's right, baby. It's the Brew. You may have thought we forgot about you forever, but we never would even entertain that thought.
The original Jeff and Tyler, dead in a horrible
We
car
are
accident
the new.
with a UFO that cloned the corpses.
That's right.
But they only used cells from our rectums,
Yes.
which means that we came out a little bit dirty.
Right.
We came out
Well,
a
those are
little
the
bit
purest cells. A lot of
little
folks
bit
don't know
nasty.
that those are the most DNA-laden cells.
DNA-laden cells. And did you know that 70% of your soul is actually contained inside of your bowels? That's just based on receptors and shit.
Yep.
Guys, 70% of
Your
soul,
gut
that's
goes
just it.
all the way through to your butt.
You heard it
There's a
here
gut-to-butt
first.
pipeline that
And
you may
there's a
not know
spiritual
about.
butt that you poop out all the bad stuff from.
Yep.
And that's the one they took it from. They took it from the spiritual butt. So this is welcome to Spiritual Butt, Brotherwife.
This is Brotherwife. That's the Brew with Brotherwife. This is Jeff. I'm Jeff. This is Tyler.
This is Jeff. I'm Tyler.
Holy shit!
We're Brotherwife. We're a band.
That happens. It's also a game show.
What do we do when I steal your
Oh
first line?
fuck! Okay, we're a band that's also a game show,
That happens to be a podcast.
and we're trying to bring a little bit of our life into your world.
Send to your mouth.
Say it loud for them. Get ASMR close if you would.
Our juice into your mouth.
The thing is, when I put my hand on your head,
Really felt like I was giving you a head.
dude, I was like, I'm gonna put his head down, and then I was like, I'm not gonna do that actually.
Yeah. When I
I made an
whisper
executive
ASMR,
decision
here,
to
we're gonna
not-
play a game. I'm gonna whisper in your ear for 5 seconds. You don't get hard at all. You don't get hard at all.
That's
Okay?
gonna be a very easy game.
And you have to be. Nothing? Any hard? Just a little tingle in the dick?
Oh my god, nothing.
Nothing?
No. Oh my
Okay,
god.
I'm a sucker for ASMR genderless. Gender irrelevant.
That's so funny.
So a guy whispering ASMR, you're a bigot, aren't you?
Oh. Which is that
Without a doubt.
I'm big at online fantasy football.
Yeah, that's fun. Big at.
Yeah, big
That's
at.
a really good
Yeah.
response.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
a really,
you.
really good
I
response.
really appreciate that.
That's a really good
Thank you
response.
very much.
Folks, God, it's good to be back.
It feels really nice. I just had like a couple minutes where I was like weird and anxiety, but then now I'm like totally chill.
Now he's good.
But then now that I've said that,
Now you got a little bit
there's like just a spike, but then I'm actually good.
Yeah.
You guys, it's been a wonderful little bit of time. We're sorry that we missed some time with you. If you noticed, if you didn't, more power to you. We made the executive decision to not even out ourselves publicly, really.
Well, here's the problem.
I didn't even know that you had posted that video
That's the
saying that we
problem.
would do the 6:30.
That's the problem.
Once I saw that, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I think, did you just drop the first F-dog?
I may have dropped the first F-dog.
He dropped the first
I
F-dog. He dropped the first F-dog. He dropped the first F-dog. So now I get to dump a bunch of cokes on him.
Hey!
That's really dumb. I should have said something way more violent.
Well.
Fighter boy!
So, one of the things we do here on The Brew is we do bring you cutting edge news, and I don't want to get into the news too early because.
I think jump into it.
Well, we have kind of a breaking story.
Oh, it's happening right now.
Jesus.
Just pass by it. For the fucking love of the show, just pass by it. Sometimes it gets out.
Tonight, we need to tell you at 6:59 on Friday, the 1st of September, 1st of the month, there is an armed robbery suspect who fled by foot, car, bicycle, and a sailboat who remains on the run, ladies and gentlemen.
So this is not a triathlon, this is a quadthlon.
And this man is going to probably invade your home if you're not careful.
Where is this at?
Well, let's get into it. The search for the wanted man remains ongoing. Burlington police. There's a Burlington in Washington.
There is a Burlington, and you know what else there is in Washington? A Rock Point.
Fuck. Burlington police said Thursday they had suspended operations in the area of Rock Point. where the man ran a sailboat aground Wednesday while fleeing authorities.
Wait, they suspended operations?
Burlington police were still searching late Thursday afternoon for a suspect in an armed robbery who evaded capture Wednesday by using a car, a bicycle, a sailboat, and foot power.
He's got to get a boat. He's all he's got left is a boat.
We need to get this man into a dealership.
They
identified the suspect Thursday as Eric Edson, 52 of Burlington. Motherfucker, will you tell us which? Oh, Vermont. Fuck. Okay, so folks in Vermont, it is 10 p.m. Actually, not 7 p.m. It's 10 p.m. for you. Late night brew watchers, East Coast in Vermont. Look out for this man.
He's somebody who I wouldn't see and be like, I trust you, but if I got talking to him,
I would never trust this motherfucker.
You would never trust this man?
I would never.
He's not a boy. He's not a little baby. So
ever trust this motherfucker.
Would you guys trust him?
I mean, come on. Absolutely not.
I feel like I would.
Not even close.
I feel like I would give him a shot.
He has outside the fucking shirt cross. If you're gonna wear a cross and you're not like a fucking ripped black guy, like put your cross inside of your fucking shirt and just silently praise Jesus.
I hear where you're coming from, but
that is not acceptable.
If you're Spanish, I feel like you can get away with it. Okay. Black. If you're Spanish,
he could be Spanish.
Okay.
He could be Spanish.
If you're hardcore Russian, I feel like you can also get away with it.
You could. I just don't see a cross for a Russian.
Eastern Bloc also kind of, but like you get into well, shit. Can the Scots or the Irish get away with it? I feel like they can, but it's not good.
They would never even dare to. Honestly,
okay.
They would just.
All I'm trying to say is that there's a couple other picks. There's a couple other picks that can wear a cross. He cannot wear a cross outside of his shirt. That is unacceptable behavior.
I want to know what question they asked him before they fucking took this picture.
So they caught him?
They identified the suspect Thursday as Eric Edson, 52 of Burlington. Police said he is wanted for several charges in addition to the armed robbery, including one for the alleged theft of a sailboat. He was trying to get a boat. Police reported Thursday, while the search for Edson remained ongoing, the department had suspended its operations in the area around Rock Point, where Edson had abandoned a sailboat.
So
Edson is wanted for... Well, what's up?
Have you guys ever played Diddy Kong Racing?
A little tiny bit.
And that's all you ever should have. You never should have played a bunch of it. Mario Kart Racing.
Right. Knock yourself out.
But
Diddy Kong Racing. You need to be at a friend's birthday.
Exactly. And it's the friend you don't like very much. Exactly. Too. It's like you seriously have fucking Diddy Kong. Do you have Mario Kart? No.
No, I only have Diddy Kong.
I have Diddy Kong.
Because he has a sister. And his sister likes Diddy.
But in Diddy Kong, they've got boats, they've got hover cars, they've got planes, and in the first few moments you go, wow, this is actually pretty neat. And then you realize it's a dog shit fucking game and Mario Kart Racing is way better.
Well, they had to try.
But I feel like this guy probably played a lot of Diddy Kong Racing when he was a kid. He's
like 55, so he played a lot of Diddy Kong
Racing when he was in his 30s,
when he was our age.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh my god. Edson is wanted for the armed robbery of a store in Burlington on August 24th, as well as impeding police and allegedly assaulting 2 police officers Wednesday morning as he made his getaway, according to police.
I want to see that video because I feel like he threw pine nuts at him.
Yeah, he's so... he's a
when
little
they say
blob.
allegedly assaulting police officers...
I want to see the body cam. Release the footage.
The
incident began when 2 officers were called Wednesday morning into a welfare check for a man later identified as Edson who had passed out in a running vehicle, according to a police press release. The car matched the description of one used in an armed robbery about a week ago, police said. When the officers approached the man and woke him, Edson became, quote, belligerent and uncooperative.
This is after he was fleeing, right?
According to the release. No. So they approached him because he was sleeping in his car and they were doing a welfare check. He then, yes, of course, fled at a high rate of speed. That's the move. Assaulting both officers.
He then fled at a very slow rate of speed.
Assaulting both officers with the vehicle in the process. He was out like a fucking trout. He was like,
okay. So he actually did assault the police officer.
He fucking broke him up with the car. The car was found later Wednesday evening at the North Avenue Cooperative, a manufactured home park in Burlington's new North End, police said.
And at this point, he transferred to a...
Well, as police officers attempted to seize the car, they saw Edson nearby. Okay, Edson fled again, this time on foot. Then on a stolen bicycle, according to police, who said a witness reported seeing the man had a firearm. So he just with a gun on a bike. Edson got to Appletree
Literally
Bay.
GTA. The guy's literally going full GTA.
And he's making a tour around the county.
He is, yeah. He's really...
And beautiful. I mean, Appletree Bay, North Avenue.
I don't want anyone to get hurt. So if the guy gets a plane and it causes somebody to get hurt, I don't want that to happen. Mm-hmm. But I do want him to get a plane. I do want him to get a plane. I do want him to get a plane.
Yeah. You want him to get as many modalities of travel as possible.
I want him to teleport. Yeah. I want him to astrally project and give one of my employees a blowjob.
Jesus. Are you doing this intentionally? Are you doing a bit?
Am I blocking you intentionally?
I'm trying to read the news.
I'm not.
There's a suspect at large, and the good folks at home safety is literally at stake. It's on the line. So I don't know if you want to fuck with other
job
people.
to fuck you up.
I don't know about that. I think it's my job to alley-oop you.
My do you like pineapple?
Edson got to Appletree Bay, where police said he then stole a sailboat. See, it's a good story.
It is a good story.
It's a good story.
And I'm fucking up your pacing.
Tried to flee in the craft, but was intercepted by the U.S. Coast Guard. Edson ran the sailboat aground at the base of the cliffs along Rock Point and abandoned the boat, according to the release.
Did he climb the cliffs?
Police said they believed Edson was hiding in the trees on the cliff. Officers at the top of the cliff tried to contact him and start negotiations, the release stated. An earlier news report suggests this isn't the first time Edson has led law enforcement on an extended chase. The news.
I just like that. Like, that's his special skill. He's like really good at. Like, it seems like you shouldn't be able to develop that into a skill.
He's actually GTA.
He's literally like
IRL GTA.
He's great at this. And I'm kind of imagining they're like, you know what? Maybe it's time. What's his name?
Edson? Wait 1 second.
Edson?
Is it? Oh, Eric Edson.
They're like, they get enough new
52.
recruits in. They get enough new recruits in. And they're like, let's let Edson out early. I think it's time. It's like the running of the Edson.
Right, it's like the running the fox.
Yeah, exactly. Every 3 years they let Edson out just to chase him, and it's fucking super badass.
They get him surgery to make him more like a bulldog. The News and Citizen reported in November 2022, that a man named Eric Edson, 51 of Burlington, was sentenced to serve 17 months in prison, followed by 8 years on probation after pleading guilty to charges of grand larceny and eluding police. So Edson, I don't know what larceny is.
I think it's like stealing, but not like being like, I'm stealing you. Yeah, okay, you know, I think it's like taking money, but like,
but that's like embezzlement.
That's embezzlement, but like.
Okay, Edson, the newspaper reported, led police on a wild chase on the back roads of several Lamoille County towns in December 2020, 2 years before even that other incident, it's the third incident. That pursuit ended in Hyde Park when Edson drove over the lawns of 2 residences and crashed into a stone wall.
The guy just lives for this shit. This is fucking hilarious.
He then fled on foot before he was eventually found with the help of canine officers getting dogs in the mix in a small brook. According to the newspaper report, Lamoille County Sheriff Roger Marcoux said Thursday afternoon that he believed Eric Edson from the chase in 2022 in Lamoille County was the same person involved in the pursuit with Burlington Police on Wednesday. Burlington Police Chief John Murad did not return a phone call Thursday seeking comment because they could not catch this motherfucker.
Can you imagine doing the exit interview for this guy? This is his 3rd time in jail, and you're like, Edson, you're not gonna run again, are you? Edson, you're not gonna do something bad.
This guy,
and then run for like 3 days again, are you?
This guy literally looks like he's made out of compromised material.
Yeah,
like he looks like so
bad clay, dried out clay.
How is he this agile? How
he fucking scales a cliff, and then there's cops at the top of the cliff, but they don't get him.
I'm gonna give the people one more fucking.
Oh, is that?
No.
That's not him?
That's not him. That's not him.
Because I'm like, I kind of respect that guy.
No.
Folks, you gotta just respect that lifestyle. You gotta just respect that lifestyle. Like, he goes in.
This is a video. I don't want to spend too much more time on this, but maybe the people care about this. I don't know.
I don't think they do. Okay,
we're moving on. Comment below if you did. Comment below if you did.
Just for the record, Fighter Boy CW did play Diddy Kong Racing.
Ah, shit, son. Okay.
With their child.
That is perfectly fine.
Here's the thing: if you're 4 years old and you're used to playing, and you're used to
I don't know why you wouldn't just introduce your kid to Mario Kart though, off the get. I don't know why you would even get Diddy Kong involved, but we each make our own decisions.
We each make our own decisions. Maybe it was a gift. Maybe it was a gift. Maybe it was a
gift.
Maybe it was a dead uncle's. Maybe it was a dead uncle's.
It was a sentimental Diddy Kong.
It was a sentimental Diddy Kong. That kind of makes sense.
This is going to be yours one day to pass on to play with your kid.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then you also give them a note that says sorry.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Boy Fighter CW. Listen.
Yeah, Boy Fighter CW, thank you for your comment.
We love you.
We literally love you.
Appreciate you.
And I didn't think that many folks had played Diddy Kong, so...
Here's the thing, I don't think many people did more than like 4 times. Sure. I probably played Diddy Kong, and the thing, I'll be honest, the first time I played Diddy Kong, and maybe even the second and third, I was like, wow, this is actually, you get a fucking plane.
It's nice that you get those
it's
different
kind of a
options.
Combination between Mario Kart and fucking Star Fox.
Ooh, Star
and do
Fox.
you sons of bitches out there, do you remember the Star Fox multiplayer where you're like, I'm a plane guy, I play Star Fox, and then they're like, where do you want to be, a tank? And you're like, what the
Wait, I don't remember being a tank.
In the multiplayer versus mode, you could be a tank, you could be a starfighter, and there was something else I think you could be too.
I just remember like you're all flying, and then he's like, "You're 6, you're 6."
Yeah, Froggy.
There's all these crazy fucking characters.
Starfox on your 6.
Yes,
on your 6, Starfox.
You're fucking me up right now with nostalgia. Jesus. Here, I want to grab one thing for the good folks at home because I didn't.
Do you guys want to see a quat real quick? I'll give you a quat. You asked if I trust that man. I trust him with my child. Okay, here we go. Wait. I gotta give him one quat. I wish I would have done it faster, though.
Yeah, you didn't even say quat. You didn't even yell.
I did go...
That was the worst quat I've ever heard.
Quat?
You just spit on my fucking cheek. You just spit on my cheek. I'm gonna deep throat you with this fucking train.
Oh, it's a train.
It's a train. Do you guys remember these?
Do you guys remember
Is
trains?
this a fucking...
Do you guys know what trains are?
Blasphemy. No, these little train toys. Don't fuck on me right now.
I'm not fucking on you.
And don't fuck on the good folks.
I'm not fucking on you.
Yeah, listen, you can fuck on me. You can... Please fuck on me. Would you fuck on me? But don't fuck on these good folks. I got you guys. Okay. Do you remember these? These little fucking magnets. These were so...
Magnet trains are a big deal.
Because... After you're 4 or 5, you're like, I'm done with this, thank you.
You know...
But I haven't revisited it, and to see this, I haven't thought about this in probably 10 plus years.
Gems, folks. There's gems.
You remember certain ones, Lincoln Logs, Hot Wheels, blah, blah, blah. This is like a deep cut.
Yeah, this is
a deep cut. So
comment
below if you loved playing with the little fucking trains.
Oof,
Goodness.
Oof, I did. You know, we've been doing... Lupin can finally... I'm going to dox my son. Lupin. Get him, wet, Shaggy. I don't even know. Is that just Adult Swim? Is that
it's sick videos, crazy sick videos.
Sick animation.
If you haven't seen sick animation YouTube videos, stop watching this.
Literally stop watching this. Actually, go watch some of that.
Actually,
come back in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no. Actually, no. If you want to leave and then come back, would that be good?
Look up "Get 'Em Wet, Shaggy."
That's pretty funny. It's only like 2 minutes.
And then not while this show is running, not while the brew is running, but after that, look up infomercials. Adult Swim infomercials.
Oh, like the Howard and all that stuff?
In 2000 and...
Is it the Howard stuff?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. In 2000 to 2010...
Like Too Many Cooks, if you guys remember Too Many Cooks.
Oh, Too Many Cooks in the kitchen.
They never said in the kitchen. They never once said in the kitchen. Yeah, I don't think so, yeah.
A shred of doubt.
I'm just... Well, I mean, they didn't say it in, like they may have said it, like, once. Like, it may have been, like, a 1 out of 99. They said, like, in the kitchen, like... Not as part of the course.
I literally want to right now do like a 3-slap bet and then watch it, but it would take too much time. It would detract from the show.
If you haven't seen Too Many Cooks,
comment below if they do say Too Many Cooks in the kitchen. If they don't comment below.
They definitely never, ever, ever say Too Many Cooks in the kitchen, but there might be like the word kitchen in the song. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
They never said Too Many Cooks in the kitchen because I watched that video a lot.
You guys want to see, and I haven't seen it that much. I've only seen it like twice. You guys all were popping off on the Too Many Cooks in the kitchen, and I was like, yeah, Too Many Cooks in the kitchen. You need to know about Too Many Cooks in the kitchen.
You need to know about TV tropes. If you had parents that liked to neglect you and their style was TV raise and your style was gravitate towards TV because it was like immersive. You got the Too Many Cooks in the Kitchen Gene, and it pleased you to watch it. And if you have not watched it, it will please you to watch it. And
it will please you to watch it.
Yeah, it's like
Adult Swim infomercials. Yes. They did not state that they were doing this as infomercials. They just started playing during commercials. At night.
That's
they
right.
just started playing.
I forgot that they just kamikaze you.
It was like the first Adult Swim has done so many cool things. If ever any Adult Swim person watches this, I just want to do this.
Well, pick us up. Pick us up,
baby.
We will do weird shit. Here's another.
I'll suck his dick if Adult Swim picks us up.
Please don't. No sucking his dick.
I'll suck his dick.
This guy's got an oral fixation.
I'll suck his dick.
He's a phallic. He's a phallic.
If Adult Swim needs me to suck your dick, they just don't. They just don't need that at all.
You're just like, hey, so I just want to let you know that it is an option if we ever need to leverage thing, hair this or that other way.
I'll do it.
I am happy to oblige. I'm glad to make that work.
I'll also tear live on air. I'll tear the bottom two. Do you think I would die if I pulled the bottom two ribs out? I feel
David Blaine has done shit way crazier, so you could probably you would need to train. You'd have to have a plan, but I think with a good exit strategy, you could do that and live.
Would I need I would need emergency.
You would need medics on site. You would need a person to add your blood type. Or some sort of shit that could.
So
you would need a match.
Yeah,
and you would need some raw materials. You would need a medic. You would need the money to make that happen.
When Lupin got his surgery, he literally. This shit blows my mind every time I fucking think about it. He literally had all the blood in his body replaced 2.5 times during the school surgery.
Because he's so little, so it's all circulating.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And the head has the most. The head bleeds the most.
Yeah.
The head bleeds so much. Other than maybe the dick. I feel like if you slice off a hard dick.
God, I hope he got some good blood. Because a lot of people are out there doing good blood.
Well, and it's funny because when they were like, "There's gonna be a blood transfusion," I was like, "Okay," and then they were like, "Are you cool with the blood transfusion?" And I was like,
"Wait,
Should I not?
You should have just said there's gonna be.
I just said it was cool. You should do We're good.
Hey, just want to make sure you're totally cool with that, right?
And they pretty much were just weirdos don't like blood transfusions, just Jehovah's Witnesses and weird shit like that.
Okay.
But then afterwards, I was like,
maybe I'm not cool. You're like, I think Witnesses, you literally are like risks of blood transfusion.
No. Actually, immediately after that meeting, I was like, what did I just sign up for?
Yeah.
And when I found that Jehovah's Witnesses are like the soul is in the blood. They're basically like you lose your soul if you lose too much blood.
Yeah.
So,
but here's another thing. As a very, 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 very quick side note, you believe that cats lose their soul when they get spayed and neutered. And some folks do believe that. Not to detract.
No, you're not wrong, but here's where I'm at now, because I've been fighting long and hard for my boy cat. I've been fighting long and hard for my boy cat.
Yeah. To keep to remain intact.
He's just a horrific rapist.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm
but aren't cats rapists though?
They are rapists, but I'm just like,
you don't want to contribute to the continued cat rape.
Here's the thing. Before I was 70% certain I didn't want to fix my cat.
Yeah.
Now I'm 47% sure I don't want to fix my cat. And it's just, it's all, it's rape issues. I have issues with the...
You have issues with
I have issues with the constant rape occurring inside of my own home. It's not successful rape, it's attempted rape. Feels very gross.
For the other cat?
For the other cat. Feels very, very gross to, break up an attempted rape, 2 times a day.
Oh, Jesus.
And so I'm like, you know what?
And the whole time the cat's like, it's cool.
Yeah.
I'll get her.
Don't worry about me.
Not now.
So at this point, I'm like, I think maybe we
get him going on the list.
It's just if I.
Folks, comment below what your thought is on keeping your animals intact. Some folks swear by it, but other folks swear that you need to have it done. It is a necessity. Bob Barker died. I don't want to talk about a lot of mainstream stuff, but Bob Barker motherfucking died. But this motherfucker.
I want to say Charles Barkley, but I know Bob Barker is not Charles Barkley. Who's Bob Barker?
God damn.
I love you guys.
This is real. This is actually real.
I've heard the name.
But here's the thing.
Wait, can I guess?
You can.
He is black, right?
Wait, you think Bob Barker's black? So I'm telling Tyler that Bob Barker just passed away, 99 years old, and he's black. What else?
Is he black?
What else does he look like? He's a black.
Is he, now I feel like he's not. I'm gonna guess who Bob Barker is. I'm gonna guess who Bob Barker is. But can you tell me yes or no each phase of the way?
Yeah.
Is he black? Oh, fuck. There's a kid trying to break into our... This is literally like... Have you guys ever seen, I think it's Strangers?
The Strangers, the horror movie?
The Strangers, the horror movie? This is literally like the Strangers.
No!
Is he in?
No!
Hi, Lupin!
It's okay.
You want to say hi?
Come here.
You want to say hi? Come here, buddy. Come here. This is literally like the Strangers except...
The thing is, Tyler's son just came in, and so we were acting surprised, but then he looked very concerned.
He did.
I didn't want to traumatize the boy. There's already been enough trauma here.
So right here is a camera, Mr. Lupin.
Take a peek.
Can you say hi?
Here, get him a little bit because we got the...
Can you say hi? Can you say hello?
He's not saying much, but once you get him going, folks, he's not one that's known to stop.
He's not one that's known as...
Okay, so you were just saying something about his blood. All of his blood was replaced?
2.5 times, folks. So you can't see the scars on his head, but he's got a zigzag that basically goes like this.
Yeah, he's actually... He's pretty good, though. He doesn't... I don't feel a bunch of scar tissue.
No, he's... the head shape is great.
Yeah, well, he's got this fucking mop to compensate. He's looking good.
Hey, we need a baby pickup!
Yeah, we got a baby intrusion! An encroaching toddler! I was gonna say infant. He's not. He's a toddler.
We need a baby pickup in here. We got a baby.
We got a live baby in here.
Baby.
Hey.
Must be the baby. Here we go. We love him. He's beautiful.
All of his blood recirculated twice.
2.5 times.
2.5 times.
Yeah, all the blood in his body 2.5 times. So maybe do you get the soul back on the second time around?
Yeah, it's like 2 negatives equals a positive.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you get somebody else's soul. You get Bob Barker's soul. Bob Barker is white as fuck, bro. He's white hair.
Okay, wait. So is Bob Barker... He's not involved in cooking. He's not involved in art. Is he an announcer of some kind?
Yes.
He is?
Yes, sir.
Is he a sports announcer?
No. Well, no.
Fighting announcer?
No. Not a sport. Game thing.
Oh, is he a game show announcer? Mm-hmm. What game show?
Price is Right.
Oh my god.
Perhaps the most iconic American game show. I will say it. Bob Barker, perhaps the most iconic game show host. And folks, as a band that is also a game show.
I probably should have known that.
It tears me up. I was sad.
You were pretty sad.
I mean, he fucking lived a long life, but it's just a reminder, you know.
You always go in the end.
You always go in the end.
Well, and at 99, he watched everyone he loved.
Well, so here's the thing that's funny, and a bunch of people have made this joke.
Is he outlived by anyone?
No, but Jesus Christ, there's a spider right here, by the way. Literally right up directly above my head, folks, there's a spider, so that kind of wigged me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I can operate under pressure. But I want to let you know the pressure I'm under. So, Bob Barker, one of the most iconic, and he was on The Price is Right, which an iconic thing about The Price is Right is that you cannot guess the price over. Like, you want to get as close to the price without going over. And so he died at 99. So he died as close to 100 without going over. So it's like, it's one of those things that's like, did he plan to just die at 99 at like 67? He's like, oh yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll have him take me out at 99 if I like. That was so perfect. I mean, it's a little overstated at this point, but
are people talking about?
Well, I did think of it 10 seconds after it happened. I thought of it, but then no, it's.
But the other people said.
Yeah. I actually commented on that special guest that we might have on the Brew. I commented because he, DL, we might have a special guest on the Brew. DL, he had a Facebook post and.
Can we dive into that a little bit on the Brew right now?
We can.
Can we?
I mean,
think we should.
Wait. No.
Okay.
No, because I don't, folks. It's gonna be good, but there's reasons. And I want to bring it to you in a way that is respectful, and I want to bring it to you in a way that's authentic and accurate.
Should we do a 21 gun salute for Bobby Barker?
Fire him off 7 times 3, baby. 1. Goes. trips. Bobby, we love you, baby.
We love you. We respect the game show hustle.
We do.
That's important to us.
It is, and he had the, and you appreciate this. He had a tiny little mic.
I thought you were gonna say it had a
tiny little
He had a
tiny little mic, dude.
He had a tiny little mic.
He had a mic that was like maybe like 3 pencils, and there's like a holder, and then like antenna, and then fucking like rigid antenna, and then little black gumball mic. I'll show you. He had an iconic mic.
Okay. Maybe we should get those.
We should maybe get Bob Barker mics.
In honor of wow.
Look at this little fucking mic. He was
so white. He was literally almost as white as they come. I'm trying to think of who could be whiter.
No, that's why it was so funny that you were like, black guy?
Daenerys Targaryen. Daenerys Targaryen was a little bit whiter than him. That's the only person that's whiter.
Bob Barker, folks.
Also, just by the way, just side note, since I said it, Daenerys Targaryen.
Who is that?
God damn. She's the mother of dragons.
Okay, is that Game of? I feel like that's Game of Thrones. Yeah, that just feels like
Daenerys Targaryen.
What a iconic letdown. That's one of the biggest letdowns I feel like amongst American pop culture.
Sure,
in the
you know what? For me, I'll be real. They did so good with the first however many seasons, 5 or 7. I can't remember.
I thought you were just gonna say they did so good with the first How I Met Your Mother. You were just gonna start talking about how much you loved How I Met Your Mother.
I did not like How I Met Your Mother that much.
Well, I watched it at the right time. I watched it when I was like 18, so I had no choice but to like it.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, I live in the city. They live in the city. I'm kind of gonna be like them. That was literally like.
I didn't live in the city, and it just was like fine to play in the background. I don't like TV that much to start with, and so when you give me something like How I Met Your Mother, I'm like, this is why I don't like TV that much. Yeah. They're on occasion. I gotta say, folks, and I've already said it on this show, but I'm gonna say it again. The Righteous fucking Gemstones, give it a shot. Danny McBride came back with a fucking ferocity that I did not know he had.
Dude,
he came back with an
I have seen a little bit of that.
It is
Danny McBride is one of the all-time greats. What's funny is my new boss, C, I told him he reminds me of Danny McBride because he totally fucking does. And he was like, oh, wait, who's that? And then I showed him a picture and he was like, oh, yeah, I know that guy. I like that guy. But he, doesn't, really, he hasn't, seen him.
He's not modeling Danny McBride.
He is authentically. Yes! And Danny I was just McBride. Like, what the fuck, dude? That's
Here's the
crazy.
thing. Me and Cameron, we're going to get along really well as long as I'm 3 beers deep. Just move past it. No.
I never would out you like that, C-Dog. Jesus Christ.
I'm going to just finish it, folks.
I could have just let you live.
Now we really, we're like fucking. Now it's listen. I dug a hole and you fucking doubled the depth.
Well, okay. I wanted to talk about something. So I joined this Facebook group. Do you guys ever join weird Facebook groups?
Wait a second. Oh no, we're good.
We're good.
We're good. Okay, I was scared. I was so scared for a second.
No,
but we're good. You're gonna join a Facebook group.
I've joined a couple Facebook groups just on accident. It's so easy to join these Facebook groups. Jesus Christ.
What? You can't say it anymore.
Oh my god. Okay.
You can't say it anymore.
Folks, it's not always fluid, all right?
Can you mouth things that you aren't allowed to say anymore?
I just, you're breaking my heart.
Am I?
You're breaking my heart.
Okay.
I'm trying to launch into a bit here.
Oh, you're launching into a bit? I'm launching into a bit. Okay. I did it silently to try and let you launch into the bit, and then you...
He called me the F word. He called me Fajot. He called me Fajot, mouthing it, and I...
Fajot.
I don't think that's alley-ooping. You know what? I'm going to actually pause my story, folks, because I'm going to alley-oop, which is a good thing to do on a two-man show, and I even had it in the text that I sent to you. I'm alley-ooping.
I'll softly bite.
I felt that.
I'll softly bite.
Tell the folks at home about when you had a house fire. Remember that time? This guy had a house fire. He's going to remember it in 4 seconds.
Is it the one that happened outside but almost got inside?
No, it's the one that happened inside. In your room.
Ah!
We got there. We got there.
So I've got two house fire
All right,
stories.
yeah.
One is a young man.
That's an alley-oop. You see that?
One is a young man.
Go ahead.
Wow. That is an alley-oop. Wow.
Go ahead.
Folks, sometimes you roughhouse with the boys. Sometimes you roughhouse with the boys and girls. Sometimes you roughhouse when you're 14 years old, probably. Did we know each other at that point?
We weren't friends.
We weren't friends. Were we ever?
Not that early. I was in a different county.
He was in a different county. But the same state.
I was in Snohomish. I was in Snow Dogs.
I don't know which one of my parents allowed me to put my bed next to the heater.
Okay, that's what it was.
And because I've owned the blame for this up until this very moment. But now I'm realizing. Really? But in this moment, I realized.
Okay,
why the fuck was my bed right there?
Right, they should have had a little bit of monitoring on your configuration.
I think.
Did you change after the initial move-in?
I very, very likely did. I had a lot of control over my room setup. I changed the setup.
Think about that.
I changed the setup multiple times for multiple reasons. At a certain point, it was maximizing the time that it took my parents to get a visual line of sight on me so that I could bang in my room.
You never banged in your room?
I banged in my room a bunch.
Oh, without?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that...
Yo, respect.
Yeah, thank you.
No, I thought you meant like pre-ow.
No.
Prowl.
Prowl.
Prowl. When you were on the prowl.
When I was prowling.
Yeah.
For equal-aged people that were...
Well, he was young.
The opposite. I was young. I was already young.
He was looking to fuck 15-year-olds, but he was 15.
Do you guys see how that works?
Yeah.
So, somehow, I mean, I think there must have been... Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, how the fuck did this fly? My bed was next to a heater. I think it was like this far away. At some point, it was this far away. And when it was this far away and the heater got turned on, a fire happened. And the inside of my mattress lit on fire.
As you were sleeping?
I was sleeping downstairs.
Okay, you were sleeping downstairs.
Thank fuck I was sleeping downstairs.
It happened in the night.
It happened in the middle of the night. And I woke up to my parents screaming, something bad is happening. I don't know. They were screaming probably, there's a fire. I don't wake up very well. I'm not a good waker-upper.
I know that's right.
I wake up poorly. I wake up confused.
Yeah.
I wake up...
Each time you've woken up, it seems like you've woken up from a coma.
It seems like I've woken up from a coma. The first thing I do when I wake up, basically every morning, is find something with a lot of carbohydrates and eat
and
it.
You scratch.
I eat, I scratch, and then when I'm being an alcoholic, I take I take Tylenol and ibuprofen, drink 2 glasses of water.
And he's not just eating, he's like...
I'm like waving back. I'm like moving back and forth. I really need to have. I used to have sweet and salty. You guys know sweet and salty peanut butter bars?
Yeah, I mean.
Oh my god,
goodness.
those for me, perfect.
Peanuts on the top with then the creamy thing
with
on the bottom. It's a burnt orange.
On the top with the
creamy on the bottom.
Peanuts on the top
with the creamy on the bottom. What?
That's about sex.
That's about a lot more than peanut butter bars, folks.
So I don't wake up well, and they scream something. I hear something bad. Get up! Get out of the house! Get out of the house! They hand me the phone, and they think this is our 14-year-old son. He's adult enough to call 911 and report a fire.
Right.
That makes like a ton of sense.
Yeah. Did they say call?
They did.
Okay.
They did.
Then that makes sense.
911 needed to be called.
That makes sense.
They were running a fire brigade from the bathroom up the stairs. They're really fucking busy trying to get this fire out.
And
but they acknowledge
they didn't
we
just
may
hand
lose
you the phone.
House.
They said that we may lose the house.
So they give me the phone and I'm calling to report a fire. I call 911. I'm about 32% awake, and I say someone has broken into my house and they're trying to kill my parents.
No. Are you serious?
I'm dead fucking
serious. I did not know. I've never heard this. What?
My dad is coming down. He's getting burns on his hands. He goes up with a wet blanket and tries to knock down the fire with a blanket. It blows open the mattress. Oxygen rushes in.
Oh,
and
shit!
it turns from a little hole like this with like a little spooky fire like this, and it turns into a 4-foot fucking inferno the size of a mattress.
No!
My dad's got burning plastic launching out, fucking attaching to his hands.
Fire is finicky.
Legs.
You don't know how it's actually going to operate.
You don't know how it's going to operate.
Oh,
These are simple rules to live by. Fire is finicky. 1, 2. You don't know how it's going to operate.
Dude, I did not learn until like 20 months ago that you should not put water on an oil fire. I did not know that for way too long.
Was it scary when you found out?
I didn't have to find out, thankfully.
Oh, you found out just by
somehow I came across it.
And that's the power of spoken language, folks. That's the power of knowledge.
There's preventative measures based on community. Community communication.
Through video now. Through audio.
Through every medium.
YouTube. My God.
Through virtual spaces you could not even begin to comprehend.
I call 911 and I say someone has broken into my house.
They're trying to kill my parents.
That's what I open with.
The house is on fire.
This is the address. Come and help us. My mom came out to check and she heard me talking about this and said, "What the fuck?" What the fuck?
So she had to. That's so funny how in tune she was. She's fighting an actual fire, and then she's got like a little side ear happening with what you're. I mean, that's good momming. So that she can't take the time to talk to them and say, "No, there's a fire," because she's literally fighting the fire.
She's a fire brigade. Yeah. So I go, and I look up and I see a window with flames pouring out of it.
Oh my God.
And then I go, "Wait a second, never mind, there's a fire." And they go, No, we gotta talk to an adult.
Because...
And I'm like, no, there's a fire. And they're like, "We're not sending anyone unless we talk to them." So I land this bitch with my full fucking vocabulary of profanity. There's a record of this. There's a record. They left a note and said, launched into a tirade of profanity, like super intense. Like there's a notice, and it's so funny.
You got a nod.
My dad.
Your dad loved that. He probably why didn't he frame it and put it on the fucking wall?
I wish. I hope maybe it could somewhere still be. It could somewhere still be. We'll frame it poetically. I lay into this lady. I'm swearing her out as hard as a 14-year-old can. They send the fire department.
Thank God, and some cops too.
Couple cops too. Just in case. I'm the guy that broke in. There is a guy that broke in. Who fucking knows?
You happen to have just called 911 after doing helium. My family.
But they got the fire out. My room was fucked for a while. The stairs were fucked. The firefighters came in. They sprayed the water. All my shit was ruined.
So they just came in and they had the equipment to just extinguish it extinguish it.
Honestly, my parents had it pretty under control. It was it was going down. It was going down by the time
they had fun. I imagine they were going through a rough patch with their marriage, and that really brought them together. Yeah. More couples should volunteer firefight.
Volunteer firefight. The only thing I'll say, that was crazy. My dad got burned pretty bad on his hands.
Fuck.
It was intense. I had a lot. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he was up in that fire shit getting burnt to save our house. I was like, okay.
He could have been like, yo, insurance.
Call the fire department and walked out.
Like, oh yeah.
I think you roll the dice and like 1 through 3 does walk out of the house. I think there's a significant amount of people that...
It depends on... I mean...
Okay, once the mattress explodes...
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Once the mattress explodes...
Your dad is a real one for taking on the mattress.
Taking on the mattress.
I may have. With the mattress, I may have been like, fire is finicky.
Fire is finicky. Yeah. We don't know how it's going to act.
Right. I mean, it's so helpful to have that second person with the bucket brigade.
It's vital.
It's vital because then you have a second to assess.
Yeah.
You're like each time you're like, okay, what if I went here? What if I went here? It's very turn based. The fire gets a turn to expand. You get a turn to extinguish. The fire gets a turn to expand.
One other really hilarious thing about this, and I'm sure it was not funny at all in the moment, because the fire is happening directly above our kitchen, and in order to get to them, you have to walk directly below our kitchen. We just kept walking in the house over and over again, and my parents were like, "Get the fuck out of the house! Get the fuck out of the house!
Never come back in the house!
Call 911! Stay in the yard!" And we just keep going in and be like, Can we help? Can we help? We're like, Mama Buckets, Mama Bucket. Matthew's like fucking 6 years old at this point, you know, like we're like, wait, we're big boys, we're gonna help. And they're like, you're gonna fucking die when our house collapses.
Right. Yeah.
You need to get the fuck out of the house and call 911. Somebody needs to call 911 and not say we're being home invaded.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Anyways, that's my home. That's my house
good.
fire
Wait,
story.
okay, so you had the second one though? Can you do a rapid second one?
Oh yeah, I can do a 30 second. The other one.
Because I have one house fire story too.
Hell yeah.
That I'm gonna do in 30 seconds.
Q campfire. Campfire's about 20 feet away from the house. Q getting real fucking tossed. We toss the salads. We get drunk as fuck. We go to sleep.
Got to.
I wake up to go piss. Thank God I've got to piss at night. We're sleeping in a bed. We're sleeping. Here's a cube of a house. Here's the campfire. I wake up to go pee. I go pee. I hear crackling. And I'm like, that's a weird sound to hear. Like, things don't go crackle. And I walk outside, and somehow we left a fucking 2x4 across the fire that led to a giant stack of wood underneath our bedroom.
Oh my God.
Underneath our bedroom.
You made a Looney Tunes trap for yourself.
We made a Looney Tunes
Jesus Christ.
We literally made a Looney Tunes trap for ourselves, folks. And the fire had traveled across the entire 2x4 onto the pile of wood. And there's probably like a 4 foot wide, 2 foot. You're a fucking saint, and I love you.
I got you.
4 foot wide, 2 foot width fire pit that was burning about a foot tall underneath the house. It took a lot of buckets of water to put it out. We literally almost lit the underside of our home on fire, and we were both still drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
Like this was like 2 a.m. We went to bed at like 1.
Yeah.
And went to bed pretty.
2
hammered.
people can fight a fire.
2 people can fight a fire.
2 people can
One
fight a fire.
person. Call
You are
911.
getting engulfed.
Yeah.
If you try to stay in there for too long. So one time when I was like 8. Oh, is this when I lived in Island Lake? Right over
Oh!
there. I was
This
8.
boy lived about a mile away from where I live right now.
I have a picture of myself being 8 years old at this little island lake. And we are doxing you a little bit.
Oh, it's fine.
But, you know what I'm going to do.
Good luck finding my house. Good luck finding my house.
Good luck. So I was like 8 years old, 7 years old maybe. I was either in kindergarten or first grade.
Okay.
Or wait, first or second, my bad. First or second.
First or second. Pretty important distinction.
I feel like it is for what is about to...
No, it isn't. No, I was being serious.
And-
I wasn't fucking with you.
Yeah, and this isn't like crazy, but I'll tell you a couple rapid fire things. When my dad would go out to sea on Westpac, as it's called, 6 months plus sometimes, my mom, who was unstable, she would get a little wild.
It's a really nice way to put it.
In this period of time, she thought that people were following her, and so, and I know I've told you this story like 5 times, the Santa.
You've talked about the following on here.
Did I talk about the
You've
Santa on
talked about
here?
the following.
Okay, well,
Maybe not Santa, monkeys, I think.
the monkeys in Tree with flashlights. She
monkeys
literally
in trees
thought
with
that was happening.
flashlights,
They
yeah.
were following her. We were in. I was like, you know, up at like 1 a.m. We were in an apartment complex. I was like, with my mom drinking strawberry milk, and my mom was
pretty cool.
It was cool. She brought me treats, and she was like, "You see that person up there in the balcony? They're one of the people following us." And I was like, "Mom, that's a fake Santa Claus." I'm fucking 8. So anyway, she's unstable during this time.
I shouldn't have to say this. Mom.
She was friends with these like young kids that came over and stole our swords because of course she had swords.
Oh, did she acknowledge that they stole the swords, or did she fight it?
Well, no, they would come over because my mom would like make friends with the weirdest fucking people because she was lonely, and so like they came over one night when she left me home alone. I don't remember why, and they came over, and then I was like,
And you were how old?
I was like 8 or 9, and I remember I was watching the fucking, because they were like 16 to 18, and they were cool. I remember one of them was named Jessica. She was very attractive to me. I was like, what the fuck? That was like an awakening for me at like 8. I was like, oh, I like Jessica a lot.
Jessica.
I like Jessica quite a bit. You guys are cool because you hang out with Jessica, but
these things.
yeah, Jessica though. But I remember they came over late at night, and I was watching. Like there was some sort of like weird world's or America's Smartest Kid game show, kind of like Jeopardy, and I was like, yeah, I was watching the game show. I got like probably like half of them right. I was like saying that to these guys who were here to rob my mom, and then they were like, oh yeah, so big, don't you have to like go to bed? Or like, yes, so like I was like, oh yeah, so like I went, I do have to go to bed. So I go to bed and I hear them in like the other room, and I just remember they were like talking about stuff, and then I remember talking to my mom the next day, and I was like, yeah, like. I can't think one of his names like Jesse or something. I was like, Jesse's cool. And then she was like, yeah, Jesse's so cool that he stole our swords. And like the swords were a really big deal to me because I was 8.
Oh, you loved the swords.
They were my favorite thing. I literally brought them to my second grade show and tell.
Did you get
They
in
were
trouble?
displayed in like a fucking
Did you
case
get
for a
in
month.
trouble?
No, I got to like display them in a case because
Oh.
everybody got like
That
a
seems
week
like
that they,
a really bad idea. To just display 2 fucking samurai swords in a first or second grade classroom.
They were like medieval, like kind of like knight.
But they
shit.
were real like swords, weren't they?
So I don't know what the situation was, but like everybody got like VIP week or something. So like for 1 week there was like a showcase of like all your favorite things.
I mean, that's cool.
And I remember,
just VIPing. And here's the thing:
you
when
couldn't
you've got
access the
one,
shit, though.
when you've got one, you're like, okay, one kid's gonna like be like, I'm cool with the sword. But when you've got 2, you're like, 2 8-year-olds gonna fight with these swords.
Right.
The odds that
right.
you leave
Yeah,
2
yeah.
swords in a classroom for 7 fucking days, and 2
Right.
8-year-olds don't fight with them is almost
absolutely.
zero.
No, those are horrific odds.
It's
Those are-
bad odds. It's
I mean,
bad odds.
we gotta.
I'm surprised. I had a pocket
I mean,
knife
this
and they
this was the
threw
90s.
the
This was
book
the
at me.
90s.
This was the 90s.
So it was a little bit different.
It was a little bit different.
It's a little bit different. A little bit more wholesome. We went to Home Depot and made stools. I don't know how many people are doing that. People are just trying to.
He means they shit on the floor at Home Depot. Him and his mom just fucking lit on painkillers, just went and shit on the floor. We made stools in Home Depot.
Jesus Christ. So that's where this kind of leads back to the whole fire thing, because during this whole saga where my mom was fucking crazy, she said the doctor mixed up her medication, right?
Sure. And maybe he did.
Maybe he did. Fucking what do you do? I was in my room minding my own business, and then my mom was like, "There's a fire! There's a fire!" And I was like, ah, and I like go to get out my door, and she's on the other end of the. I know this now. She's on the other end of the door, holding it shut, and she goes, "This door's hot! This door's hot!" And I'm like, ah, ah, and then I'm like scrambling, and then I'm like looking around, and then I like try to open the door again. And she goes, "This door's hot! This door's hot!" And then I just jump out the fucking window and through my screen, and I just open the door, and I'm like, "Are you okay? Mom, are you okay?" And then she's like, "You did very good. You did very good." I'm like, what the fuck kind of traumatic fire drill are you Percocet planning right now?
That-
you goddamn crazy person.
That's a really good story. That's a really good story. Your mom.
Yeah. She,
The thing is, she was a
there's lot of comic
monster,
relief.
but she
She
did
wanted to
prepare
make
you
she
for
was
some stuff.
she wanted to make sure we were solid.
She was really making sure you were good to go.
Yeah.
I love the Percocet planning. Like she's sitting there watching Maury, and she's like, you know what? What are we gonna do? What's our family activity tonight? When I was in the Mormon church, there was family home evening. When I was in the, there's family home evening. Your mom does that Percocet planning night.
Literally.
Just once a week, she's like, what?
She's like, you know what I should just do?
ludicrous shit are we gonna fucking come up with tonight?
This door's hot! This door's hot! the watching Maury is too fucking real. Also, Jerry Springer. Did you watch a bunch of Jerry Springer growing up? Please tell me yes, because I watched so much Jerry Springer
I
growing
want to
up.
tell you I did, but I
Fuck!
didn't. I want to tell you I did, but I didn't.
Dude, I watched too much. I watched like hundreds of hours of Jerry Springer as an 8-year-old, bro. Like Maury was like too soft for me after a while.
Oh my god!
Maury was
Well,
too
here's the
soft for
thing.
me.
How old were you when you were watching this?
I was like 7, 8, 9. I liked the Maury's where they had deformed people. I'm sorry. I was young. I was like, whoa, those people look crazy.
pretty cool.
I
That's
liked
pretty
that
cool.
as a kid. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, everything else was too soft for me.
The act of showing an 8-year-old Maury and Dr. Phil.
Jerry Springer.
Jerry
Way worse.
Springer.
Dr. Phil's light shit.
Dr. Phil's
Yeah.
like shit. You literally were. You weren't
It
seeing
was
the
like-
Playboy. It's like if your uncle shows you Hustler instead of Playboy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, he always had a final thought. There was very. Jerry Springer, another game show host show host.
I mean,
that
let's call it a
died.
game show.
It's.
Let's call it a game
It's.
show.
How fucked up can shit get?
How fucked up can
Yeah,
shit get?
but it was okay. So have you watched the Jerry Springer show at all? Though, do you know much about it? Because we could do a deep dive in the Jerry Springer show.
I mean, we could do a deep dive. I also think today maybe is just the Fires show, and I've got a couple other I've got at least
some more
one-
Fire
I got another Fires
Jesus
story.
Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I got two more.
one of the funny things about the Jerry Springer show that I'm just now remembering, there was like the inbreeding and the fighting and my sister is gonna have my baby with my brother-in-law's ex.
You're just 8 years old. None of those words should make any sense.
Dude,
At 8 years old, You should not know what inbreeding is.
Yeah, I mean, in my mom's defense, it was on fucking daytime public access TV, and I wasn't going to school as much as I should have because for some reason she let me stay home a bunch. I don't know why. So in her defense...
Kind of in her defense,
but it was shown to. I mean, that's how I literally watched like The Price is Right and then Jerry Springer in the same like vein. That was like that was the same block for me.
Sure.
I would be eating like
Jerry
chicken and
Springer
biscuits.
and Bob Barker. Like, are we gonna also shed a tear for Jerry Springer? I'll shed a tear for Jerry Springer. Interestingly enough,
because I will get to that.
So we bring this up today, and I don't talk about Dr. Phil or Jerry Springer or all this shit very much. But I just the last 2 weeks of running this business for me has been like literal fucking chaos. And so I made the analogy the other day, and I think it's actually pretty funny. I said running this business is like being Dr. Phil, except you have to hire all of your contestants.
Damn, that's witty. That's witty. For the people that know, that's witty.
Thank you.
Yeah. For the people that work for you, that's
That
denigrating.
work for you, I'm sorry. If you're not one of the ones that deserves it, you know.
Okay.
If you're one of the ones that deserves it, you fucking know.
I've heard some shit, and I want to let you guys. Eric, can I make a PSA to the Wonderland employees? Like, quick. I've been drinking a couple Bud Light.
Sure,
Limes.
as long as we don't use names and as long as we don't go into specifics.
Okay. This guy busts his fucking hump. I just say that 6 times. Hey! This guy busts his son. No, he does. You know, he's a hardworking guy. He tries to balance a lot, and he gives a lot. He gives 110%. Actually, maybe there's a lot that he tries to balance. Maybe it's impossible at times. And you have to have a priority of what has to have the attention at that given moment. But this guy, he cares about you. He loves you. He truly does. He truly does. He's got a big heart. And don't do those bad things that you did. Those bad, horrific
Don't do the bad
people that I know in real life. Can I tell people I know in real life and tell them to keep it on the DL? Did I? Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll negotiate that.
We'll negotiate that later.
They did bad things. All the people, the 4 horsemen, you know who you are. You're doing great. But the 4 illegitimate, ugly, redheaded stepchildren. You need to stop.
Please.
You need to stop.
Please.
Doing those bad things. Okay. Where were we, though? Because I had something about Jerry Springer, but you were talking about... the Dr. Phil thing.
The Dr. Phil
yes,
thing.
Of course.
And continue on.
Thank you. Jerry Springer had he had a final thought where he'd wrap everything up in kind of like a profound thought, right? That was nice. He'd be like, well, today, folks, I think that we learned a lot about togetherness and... Not togetherness, no. He'd be like, I think we learned a lot about trust, you know, and when trust is violated. Like, he would kind of say things like, not even, somewhere in between those two. He would, but
I
then
just love his talent seekers that are like just trying to find
the worst. Well, and it's funny because they would literally advertise casting calls to the audience. They'd be like, are you a teen mom that doesn't know which one of the babies is your father? Or like, do you have a deformity? Like, it was so fucking like brazen and brash.
He literally was the newest. He was the modern version of
like a freak show. Yeah, he was like a circus guy.
He was literally a
he was
circus.
literally like a weird circus.
It was.
But one of the other things was the people that attended the studio audience of Jerry Springer, they got the chance to, in turn, they'd raise their hand. Jerry would come over to them with a mic, and they got the chance to talk shit to all of the audience members. So they'd be like, yeah, I just got a question for the guy in the tank top in the back. How many chins do you have? Is it 3 or is it 4? And then everybody would be like, and he'd be like, I'll fucking kill you, bitch. I'll fucking kill you, die friendly, bitch. Come down here, fucking say it to my face, bitch. And his chins would be like, but dude, it was actually like, it was so funny.
Fomenting like actual potential physical violence. Fomenting,
no, literal. There were chairs. There was a famous bodyguard. There was
some people got hurt after these
shows.
Yes,
there was a famous bodyguard named Steve Wilkos who got his own fucking spin-off show.
Really?
Steve Wilkos. But he was just known as Steve, and he was like this bald, big, buff, like Mr. Clean type enforcer that would just like make sure order was kept on the jail. Some semblance.
I'm sorry.
Some semblance of order.
You can't, like, if you didn't have, like, people would die on that show.
Dude,
people would literally. I
bet there was some pretty bad Jerry Springer interviews.
I think there were. We should actually do an expose on.
We should. I would love to.
On that. It's like Travis. Was it Travis Scott? Is that the guy who did the bad stuff and the people got hurt? And
the Astroworld. Yeah,
Astroworld. Astroworld. Travis Scott. All that fun stuff. I just wonder how many people were hurt. How many people were hurt?
I just remember how many people were hot that died because there were like probably a lot of hot people that died. That just fucking sucks. Like maybe my son was gonna like fuck one of them hot bitches.
There you go. We're working on it, folks. We're bringing it all together here on the Brew. Jerry Springer's still running.
He's dead.
Oh, Jerry Springer's dead?
That's what I'm saying. He just died. Maybe we're losing him. We're losing him. That's why we are coming into the picture. Folks, we're a band that's also a game show. We happen to have a podcast.
Get to me! Do my... Where's Wilkos when you need him? Because I'm going to fuck your shit up.
No! I love you too. I just want to know if there's any other... There's not...
Texas. Do the Texas one.
The Texas one? Okay.
Texas one, yeah.
Texas family found dead just weeks after tragic death of daughter. Texas family found dead just weeks after tragic death of daughter.
Gang killing? It's got to be a gang killing.
We'll check it out here.
It's got to be a gang killing.
A couple and two of their children were found dead at their Texas home just weeks after the tragic death of their 4-year-old daughter. Police believe the latest deaths were murder and suicide after the couple's other daughter drowned in a swimming pool.
So I immediately go and call me out if I'm wrong here, but I immediately go, Dad had to do it.
You think so?
I feel like Dad had to do it. Now I guess
he was popping one off, kind of getting the feel, and then
I just feel like and call me a sexist.
Yeah.
Call me a sexist.
You're
a sexist.
I
mean, I guess if it was a gun violence, if it was gun deaths, I mean, all it really takes is a bullet. I guess if you've got a hammer and your husband is like casually watching TV and you just bash him in the back of the head, you probably did him.
Well,
you probably win.
The couple have been identified as Farman and Layla Shirwani. The children have been named as their sons Mateen, 2, and Shaheen, 12. Police said the deaths were the result of an apparent triple murder-suicide, but have not released any further details. The deaths come just 3 weeks after the family's 4-year-old daughter, Lyon, drowned in a swimming pool. The Dallas News reported.
Here's the thing. It's got to be the dad when you think about it in a physical way, but then it's got to be the mom when you think about it in an emotional way. Why don't they dive into it?
They're telling you the kids' fucking names, but they're not telling you what happened. I feel like you should just tell what happened if you're gonna share the kids' names.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to dive into this, but I know that we've never gone 110, and I really have this kind of leads into a story that I had. So I guess we can just close on on a note that I kind of wanted to visit if we could.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much. So basically, these guys,
I'm gonna piss in this Coke can while you tell your story. Is that cool?
Yeah. They
no, it's not cool. I won't do it.
Yeah, this family just they done got fucked.
They literally they don't get anything.
But the reason that I this is a perfect pivot because I was like, should I talk about this? Should I not? Do we have time? So. Folks, you know that I love wrestling, WWE.
God, he loves wrestling.
That was one of the only times me and my dad actually bonded.
That was thing he loves.
It was such a fucking good time to be alive when you were fucking 12 watching Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. What? Excuse me? What the fuck?
What?
Okay, so one of the best wrestlers of that generation, Chris Benoit, as you know, flying headbutt, German suplexes, crippler crossface, okay? In 2007, Chris Benoit triple murder-suicide. He killed his wife, and he killed his son, who was like 5, and then he killed himself. So
that's double murder-suicide.
Okay, sorry. Yes, double murder-suicide. So, then, thank you. So, this happened in 2007. I'm like in 9th grade or something. It's like fucked. I'm like, damn, I mean, I don't really like wrestling. I'm just exiting my liking wrestling phase. But I'm like, damn, that's a bummer. I liked Chris Benoit. Anyway, I tell you, I joined this Facebook group. Somehow you get on a Facebook group. I don't know how.
I just spit. I'm so sorry. That wasn't worth that much spit. That wasn't
worth
that much spit at all.
So I'm going down, and I see a Facebook group that says Chris Benoit was framed.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm okay. So I'm
Now,
like,
is this in 9th grade or is this recent?
this is like 4 weeks ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah. so I'm like, okay, well, I'll hear them out. So I click request to join. And so I get on, and it's the craziest motherfuckers on there, just talking about all. Apparently, there was this feud that This was a little bit before I started watching wrestling, but Chris Benoit, the murderer, had a feud with this guy Kevin Sullivan on air. They had like a real feud, but I guess off the air they didn't like each other too.
Okay.
Kevin Sullivan was married to this woman Linda, and that was like she was in wrestling. She was like his wrestling wife and his off-air wife, okay. Right?
Were there wrestling wives that?
Wait. I'm not sure. Chris Benoit stole his wrestling wife, Kevin's,
who is also his real wife.
Yes, and then she was married to him, and that's who he murder-suicide. So there is a theory that Kevin Sullivan actually murdered all three and then set them up, and then somehow the WWE, WWF covered up for it because it was in their best interest, because also one of Chris Benoit's best friends, Eddie Guerrero, another famous, extremely famous wrestler, died not fucking 10 months before that. So there's like this weird thing, like what did they know? They were framed, and it's really, really funny because you'll just like scroll. I'll be like, because I need to stop being on Facebook at all. I initially started just to like promote our band and promote like my real estate, but like
that's not what it winds up.
It's fucked. So I get on there and I'll just scroll sometimes and I'll just see things like, you guys, it'll be like posts from Hillbilly Jack, and it'll be like, you guys don't understand. When Nancy left Kevin, or Linda, or whatever the fucking name, when she left Kevin, he had to deal with that every day in a public setting coming to work. It absolutely crushed him. That's the entire commentary on the situation. Like, no, like, forensic, like, fucking, like, reports or anything. But then some people really, really are like, not gonna spell it out for you, bud. Here it is. This, and this. You tell me, but I know what happened. There's some like fucking some Chris Benoit truthers, but it's just such a funny thing how the internet has created all these random stuff, because there's a lot of
communities.
Communities, and it's a true community because people are really like fired up about Chris. They're like trying to start petitions and shit about Chris Benoit.
I don't understand, and I guess maybe it's just like I just don't understand how people get so wound up about that shit.
I mean, they don't have other shit to care about.
I think that's the only thing. Like, if you don't have enough shit to care about, you get wound up in a bunch of online shit, and then you're like really fervent about shit that has literally nothing to do with you.
And then the poor soul that sits next to you at the fucking bus stop or wherever has to hear about the Benoit shit. If you're the wrong type of guy like this.
Yeah, no, totally.
Good
well, and we all run
Christ.
into those people. It's not Benoit, but it's like it's
some
just,
shit.
And that's where I get with like politics. Like people who talk about politics a bunch, I'm like, you need a fucking hobby.
Yeah.
You need a fucking hobby. Because I'm
I know.
sorry.
It's
I'm sorry.
rough.
The
It's
world
rough.
is changing
Yeah.
around you, and it's scary. But you don't do a
It's
goddamn
such a hard thing.
thing.
You want to be informed, but then if you're not diving into it, you're swimming in a whirlpool. So it's
swimming
rough.
in a whirlpool. You
It's
just
rough.
cycle. You're just.
You should be informed, but it's so hard to
What
be
is it?
truthfully
The
informed.
sickness slowly circling the drain.
That's a song lyric. And folks, we actually are releasing 2 songs very soon here. We're a band that's also a game show that happens
I'm
to
legit
be
gonna be eating
a
my tongue. I'm
podcast.
legit gonna be eating my
And
tongue.
we're trying to bring a little bit of our life into
Vacation
your
into account.
world.
I'm
We
gonna
are
take
Brotherwife.
business
We love you.
into account.
Anybody watching this, we fucking love you. We appreciate you. People say big things coming soon, but literally big things coming soon.
Literally big
Like,
things coming
we
soon.
have
you
been
guys ever
grinding.
thought about how cool it would be to watch a man eat most of his own toenail? Big things coming soon.
Big things coming
Have
really
you guys
soon.
ever thought about? Okay, so we're gonna have somebody on who
We have
is-
secured a high-profile guest mostly.
We've secured a high-profile guest.
A really
mostly.
high-profile, like
very
way
high-profile
too
guest.
high-profile
It's
for
not.
us.
It's way too high-profile.
Like,
for us.
you would think, like, maybe it's 2 levels too high. It's like 6 or 7
6 or
levels
7.
too.
I was gonna say 7. I was gonna say
7 levels too. It's like, the thing is, sometimes things might happen.
Sometimes things just happen. We made the hype reel. We hope you guys enjoyed the hype reel. We made
The hype reel is our fucking heart.
It's
Please
our
watch it.
baby. It's our
Please
baby.
watch it.
And its blood was not transfused 2.5 times, so it
No.
still has a soul.
It was 10.5 times.
Oh, I was gonna say it
I'm
was 0
sorry.
times, but it was definitely 10.5 times.
It was not easy making the hyper.
This hyper baby is essentially the Antichrist. At this point,
and it says in a world without God.
in
So
a
it's
world
perfect.
without God. And
There's
we showed it to Bill.
Brotherwife. And we showed it to Bill. It's
my-
incredible.
my-
Oh, folks,
my
wait,
wonderful-
where are we? Because I don't want to go over 110 here. But
Oh my God, we're at 109.29, folks. We
Okay.
love you.
we love you guys. We might have Tyler's father-in-law on.
We're literally gonna
It's
have
kind
the
of
Jews,
funny.
Brews, and the crew.
Jews,
The
Brews, and the crew.
Jew-
Yeah.
the Brews,
We love you
Jews,
guys. We love you guys.